instead of saying, hey, let's go get some coffee at the local coffee shop. No, that's not cool. Let's go get some food at the local restaurant. No, that's not cool. Hey, let's maybe break out some video games. We're going to play some video games. No, that's not cool. No. What do you say? Let's go, there's this guy down the road. He's got some bulls. Let's go bull riding.
Let's be clear. It's an actual rodeo.
Even though it's slowly, I can see your plan unfolding open in front of me. My walk is far from over, strolling, holding on to pieces. The reasons I feel them chosen, rendered incomplete. A trophy far from worthy. Now I know it's steady.
What I wanted to do here was put my buddy Parker Condit to a test because he loves himself some modern music like Katy Perry. Does that mean you love Lady Gaga?
I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
I hate the name. Why would Lady Gaga be a cool name? I mean, that's not cool.
I don't know. I'm not good at like branding, so who knows?
But why is that branding work?
Because she's a good singer.
She's a pretty good singer.
Yeah.
Now, is she pretty?
I've kind of gone back and forth with it.
Me too, and that's why I asked you, because I can't find out. Because she wants us to think she's pretty, and like, I don't know. I can't tell.
I'll just say yes.
See, that's the politically correct thing.
Well, I don't know. Ask me in 3 weeks. I might be like,
this is
no.
what I'll say. She's not ugly.
Yeah, but that's a non-answer too.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you said, I've gone back and forth. You've gone back and forth.
Well, I'm just glad I'm not the only one.
I don't know. Maybe that's part of her image.
Parker Condit just getting back from, where'd you go? Arizona or something? Was it nice in Arizona?
Scottsdale. Yeah, it was really nice.
Like how hot? How nice?
70s.
Did you wear shorts?
No.
Did you wear flip-flops?
I don't have flip-flops.
You don't like flip-flops?
No.
You don't like the look of feet?
Not really.
I don't either.
I like shoes.
Foot fetish guy or gal doesn't work for me. In fact, I'd prefer if you keep your gnarly looking feet away from me at all times.
Yeah, feet are pretty gross.
I'm with you.
Even like clean feet. They're just weird looking.
They're weird looking, and I've gotten to the point where I clean, like I shower every day. I clean my feet now every day because I'm just so disgusted with the whole idea of gross feet.
Maybe I'll get there someday.
Do you realize what it would be like if we lived in the times of, I don't know, say Jesus, when they never washed those gnarly things, and they had like cavern, just think how cracked their Jesus's heels, or at least his buddies got.
I think that was the least of his concerns.
Or Paul or Simon. Oh, no, I would think if you had huge cracks in your heel back in
whenever
1 AD.
I think they probably just got used to it.
I guess it wouldn't be 1 AD because that would be after death. I don't know. Whenever in Jesus' days, that would be a bummer.
Yeah, but I bet they had pretty strong feet.
You think cracked fingers hurt? Think about cracked heels walking in the Middle East.
That was probably not ideal.
It was probably not ideal.
They had sandals though, right?
Yeah, they had sandals, but sandals, if you get, like, I've seen people walking around the Colorado, because for whatever reason, flip-flops and sandals are a big deal where we live. And
I don't know why. People
obviously do not wash their feet, and their heels have huge cracks in them. And I mean, blah.
Yeah, gross. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I bet though, on like the foot thing, they probably had much healthier feet than people do today.
Back in the days of Jesus and
back
Paul
in
and Peter
sandals and the years of barefoot.
Oh, wait, why would you think that they're?
Because they actually have to use their feet. Like we have, like all of our shoes now, they have so much support and cushion and arch support and this and that and stability control and like heels on them.
So what you're saying is today's shoes do all the work that feet are supposed to do, and Jesus' feet actually did.
He had strong feet.
He had strong feet.
Yeah, so like if you have an orthotic in your shoe, that's just doing the job of your foot's arch. So if you have something there doing the job of your foot just turns off. So like your foot's not going to get stronger or healthier. Like my opinion on orthotics is that most people should only use them if they have plantar fasciitis.
Oh, that's the worst.
Because you need a support for those tissues to like repair themselves. But once they're healthier, you need to start kind of taking the orthotics out and making your feet rebuild themselves. Again. Yeah. And the same thing with heels. So heels do the job of your heel cord. So like if you're wearing a shoe, even sneakers that are just, they have a higher heel than kind of like the toe box, that's going to eventually shorten your heel cord or your Achilles.
Why do you have to be like this? Why do you have to know this stuff? I mean, it's pretty impressive. Every time you come in here.
I know, we should have just stuck with the cracked feet conversation.
Oh, my God. But what you just said makes all the sense in the world. And I need to just shut up and listen. I just need to just, like, shut up and watch you do this. Because you know what the heck. I mean, that is amazing. You're probably right. I mean, are there a lot of muscles in our feet that we don't know about?
There's like all the muscles.
In our feet?
There's a lot.
Really?
So ankles are really hard to work on. Like, that's one of those things when people have ankle issues, I usually can't help them just because there's so much going on. And there's so many bones, too.
That's so weird. But it would make sense because, I mean.
Because they're gross looking.
You know, like if you're Brandon Blocker, you've got 270 pounds on your feet, and they need to be strong feet.
Exactly. So the bigger you are, the stronger your feet need to be.
Yeah.
So no orthotics, no high heels.
So have you ever had plantar?
No. I've felt a few little tinges of it, but that usually happens when it's like cold and it's in the morning and I'm trying to demonstrate some sort of like plyometric movement and I'm not warmed up. Yeah. And then I'll feel something and then my foot sort of get a little angry at me.
Speaking with Parker Condit from the Aspen Clinic, the aspenclinic.org is the website. TAC is the gym, the aspenclinic.org, and check out their performance center. And you can check, me out if you can get into the stupid class because they're always crowded. They're always jam-packed. And I had you sign me up for Saturday. I just realized I can't go.
All right. Well,
so I'll cancel it.
It's already waitlisted, so somebody will be happy.
Somebody will be happy. I got to cancel. But anyway, the aspenclinic.org. The aspenclinic.org is the website, and pretty much just forgot the question that I was going to ask you. And it was really, I got it. Okay. I'm back to where I'm going. Okay, so I was running on the treadmill, I don't know, like 6 weeks ago, and for some reason, my knee started hurting, and it continues to hurt. And I go through bouts each year. Usually there's a time in somewhere in the year where my knee hurts for whatever reason. I don't know why. It's usually when the seasons change, but we don't need to get into that. But, I mean, I haven't done a whole lot to, like I probably shouldn't work out, and I do. I should probably stretch out more, and I don't. And I probably should wear that rubber band thing that hurts, and I don't wear it enough. But yet it's still kind of getting better. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, so what did they do, like, back in, I guess we can go back to the days of Jesus again, when they tweaked their knee, and they didn't have any solutions. What did they do? Did they just walk it and then it just eventually healed itself? I mean, if you're Jesus, you just look at it and say heal, and it's healed. But everybody else.
Maybe that's where the term rub some dirt on it came from.
I don't know, because eventually it will just heal itself?
So this kind of ties into like the conversation of having strong feet. So you talked about running.
See how I do that, Parker? That's because I'm a radio professional. I knew this.
It was very impressive. So having strong feet, that's going to get your ankle in a better position.
Yeah.
And then, so like especially when you're running, everything upstream from your ankle, that's your entire body. So if something's off from every single footfall, that could lead to a lot of issues. And then the other thing is that I'm saying this like I'm a professional, like historian or something. They weren't very sedentary. So like they were just constantly walking around and moving. So their glutes and the stabilizing muscles for their knee upstream from the knee, those would be very strong as well.
Yeah, they're always I mean, when they had to walk to the Walmart, for example, they'd have to walk to the Walmart.
Exactly. They didn't even have horses then.
Yeah, well, that's true. So, I mean, so they were walking everywhere.
They were probably just stronger. They were just stronger people. I'm not saying knee injuries didn't happen, but if it got bad enough that you needed surgery, that was probably it.
Now, the question is did they have obesity back then?
I don't know.
See, I don't know either.
I think it's unlikely.
Or less, probably, to a smaller degree, because there's always going to be such and such guy. Or is there? Is there when, you hear somebody say, talk about how somebody's fat, then somebody comes up and says, that is unfair. Somebody's metabolism probably doesn't work right.
Or they're big boned.
Or they're really big boned. Is the whole metabolism not working right? Is that something that's real and common?
Yeah. Yeah,
it is?
Metabolism is largely driven by thyroid function. So when people are looking at losing weight, one of the best tests they should do is test for, there's like a panel you can get testing your thyroid. If that's functioning normally, then you need to look at other stuff. But thyroid largely determines how your metabolism is going to be functioning. And if that's off...
Can you fix it? Can I take a pill?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like certain vitamins. So there's like certain vitamin deficiencies that will translate to kind of thyroid dysfunction.
Now, does this happen as we get older? People tend to have saddlebags. I mean, look at Brandon Blocker, for example. His saddlebags are getting
Just
huge.
going after him today.
And does that just mean that our thyroid is getting weaker or less productive, I guess is a better word?
I think it looks like it happens over time, but it's probably just an accumulation of lifestyle factors, nutrition factors, more stress, less sleep. So there's a lot of factors that can contribute to it, but I wouldn't necessarily put it towards age. I think age is just kind of a surrogate marker because it'll take a certain amount of time for all of these like negative effects to kind of manifest themselves.
But I mean, generally speaking, we get a little heavier and a little droopier as age creeps up on us.
So testosterone also starts dropping after 30, and that's a large factor as far as
after 30?
Yeah, it's not a huge drop, but it's pretty continuous after 30.
But I mean, like if you see Arnold Schwarzenegger, who used to look like Jesse,
Sure.
now you look at him and it's not pretty. It's like, Arnold, put your shirt back on, please, for the love of God, put your shirt back on.
He had other things in his body too.
What are you saying? Are you wrecking my whole view of the great Arnold Schwarzenegger?
The man, I'm sure he just worked really, really hard.
Yeah, really, 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 really hard. And that's why he was so much bigger than everybody else.
Even when you work hard,
And
you
he
need
ate
a
well,
little-
and he only ate vegetables.
That must have been it.
It must have been it.
So just diet and exercise, right?
Diet and exercise.
That's what everyone says. Just diet and exercise.
Anyway, if you see him nowadays, there's a lot of drooping and a lot of extra baggaging going on.
I don't know. Maybe being the governor was a little too stressful for him.
Maybe, yeah, or whatever. Parker Condit, the aspenclinic.org is the website. The aspenclinic.org. So what are you saying is that? I mean, can we get big like that if without
steroids?
like help from Russia?
Yeah. Yeah, you really can.
Because I've had trainers tell me that to get like those abs that Jesse likes to show off on Instagram,
right?
That it's all about diet. That comes from no sugar type diets.
Yeah, there's an expression. It says the six pack is made in the kitchen, and I totally agree with that.
So what does that mean to get that six pack? What do I have to do? What do I have to stop eating?
You need to figure out what works for you. So some people react well to a kind of a carbohydrate heavy diet. I react better to a fat heavy diet. For the most part, nobody should be consuming more than like 30% protein. Even that's going to be quite a bit.
Or how much sugar can I consume? Let's just get to the point.
How many gallons of maple syrup per month?
Yes. I only go through a gallon every 2.5 months. I mean, doesn't everybody go through that much?
It's pretty typical.
Yeah, typical.
No, I think Americans consume like 7 pounds or like,
and it's all natural. That is all natural.
I know we've talked about this. It's the
nature,
free range, pasture raised, organic.
Yeah, I am probably
homegrown.
gonna get taller because I'm going all natural.
That's how it works.
That happens.
That's how it works.
So,
so I think you just need to look at what you've been eating. I mean, like, well, have I gotten the results I want to?
No, I've
or not?
never, after I got past 30 a couple of years ago, I have never gotten the results that I wanted. Ever since I started, I used to drink 8 cans of Coke a day, at least. And I couldn't gain a pound. Couldn't gain a pound. Then I hit like 32 and I was like, whoa.
Something's happening.
This is not good. And I had to like give up Cokes.
Have you significantly changed your diet since then?
Well, yes, of course. I've done every damn diet in the book.
For how long?
Well, I've been vegetarian or vegan now for almost a year.
Okay. And what were you doing before that?
Steak every Sunday night, meat 2 or 3 times a day, eat whatever the heck I want.
Okay, so that's pretty ad libitum. So I feel like you should try something in the other direction. Because right now you're probably pretty carb heavy, right?
I don't know.
A lot of carbohydrates.
Is sugar a carb?
Sugar is a carb. Rice, quinoa.
Don't eat a lot of that. But
vegetables, those are all carbs.
I do some macaroni and cheese every now and then.
Pasta, that's a carb.
Damn it. Well, if you're gonna have me eat like broadleafs, I mean, gross. That's gross.
No, I would say like if what you've been doing for a year hasn't really worked, like if it's working, keep going with it. But if if you feel like you're in the same exact spot you were a year ago, I would just try something different and try it
So
for
just eat broadleaves. Go outside, and when I'm raking, go, that's a nice looking leaf, and just chow down.
No, so you're carb heavy right now. I would say try something on the fat heavy end of the diet.
Like what?
So
What is there that's fat heavy that's vegetarian? Nothing.
You can do a ketogenic diet on.
What's a ketogenic?
That's where your body's using fat as its source of protein.
Yeah, but then I can't eat
source
sugar.
of energy.
I have to sell all my maple syrup.
You would, yes.
Yes.
So this is what we were talking about when Elisa was in here, how she eats a lot of avocados before she starts racing. That gets her body more fat adapted.
So you want me to eat more avocado, which I could do that.
More avocado, coconut oil, MCT oil.
You just want me to drink coconut oil. That sounds awful.
It's not that bad.
Oh, my God. And this is the kind of information you can get when you go to the aspirin clinic. He's not going to tell you to drink coconut oil, so stop it. But coconut oil is that's like some good stuff, isn't it? You can do a whole lot with coconut oil.
Yeah.
I went to a website once. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Is that true?
I think I went to a website. There was 33 things you can use coconut oil for.
Is that true?
I used it for my hair for a while. That was my main hair product.
What?
Yeah.
What?
You can use it for you can make toothpaste out of it. There's a lot of things. Just Google it.
Google coconut oil. Parker just got. I was talking about Arizona. I didn't even get into why I was talking about Arizona because you started talking about cracked feet. Anyway, you went to go visit one of our friends, and you and our friend Danielle, who's been in this show, decided, hey, you know what? I'm a little bored right now. Instead of saying, hey, let's go get some coffee at the local coffee shop. No, that's not cool. Let's go get some food at the local restaurant. No, that's not cool. Hey, let's maybe break out some video games. We're going to play some video games. No, that's not cool. No. What do you say? Let's go. There's this guy down the road. He's got some bulls. Let's go bull riding.
Let's be clear. It's an actual rodeo.
Whatever. Let's go bull riding. And no, not on the dumb little mechanical thing.
Yeah, I've had to clarify that a lot this past week.
That you own. You can totally do that, right?
Yeah.
You don't fall off.
Right.
You ride it, and everybody goes, ooh, Parker, did you shrink your shirt? That's what they look at you.
And I look over mid-ride. I'm like, I did.
Okay, so you and Danielle think, I think we're going to, how much does said bull ride cost?
$40.
You paid $40. Okay, so you broke out the wallet, and because you're the gentleman, you paid for Danielle. Did you really?
Yeah.
So you paid $80 to get on this stupid now, and the bulls were some bulls meaner than other bulls?
Yeah.
And how mean was your bull on a scale of 1 would be super nice and gentle like me, or 10 super mean and cruel?
Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, as far as the bulls I've ridden,
this
was a 10.
You got on 10.
Yeah.
You thought this was a good idea. I'm going to get on the hardest bull.
You don't really get to pick your bull.
Yeah.
So they only have a few, because there's an actual rodeo going on. So there's people who are trying to become professional bull riders there.
Yeah.
So they have their own bulls. And then there are a few others that amateurs at this place called Buffalo Chips.
Yeah.
You can go sign a liability form.
Pay $40.
Yep. And then they have non-competition bulls that you can get on.
Okay. So these are tamer than the ones that the pros are riding.
A little bit.
Okay.
But it's still like a 1,600-pound animal.
Now, you are a reasonably strong dude.
Right.
Your core is reasonably strong.
Yeah.
Your shirt is reasonably tight. And, okay, you got on the bull. And and you're sitting in the gate, and
yep.
you had your glove in your hand, and you wrapped your hand up in the rope or whatever you did.
Yep.
Okay, and then they opened the gate, and what happened?
Within a second, I was hanging off to the side of the bull.
Within 1 second.
Yep. The bull made one turn, and I have pretty strong legs. I know you're supposed to try to clench between your legs. Yeah, that didn't work. So within 1 second, it's just grip strength, and then I held on for another 3 or 4 seconds. And then I was off.
No. Now, when you're on the side, if you were in a competition, does that still count as you being on the bull, or does this mean you're just holding on? And why are you holding on, dude? Just fall. You're off the bull.
Not that I know how bull riding works. I have an experience of one ride, but I think if you're still on, you're on. But there is like a style points factor.
Yeah.
So I probably would have lost some style points.
Now, okay, so 1 second you're sideways, and 3.5 seconds after that you're on the ground. Now, thankfully, the dirt is really soft. It's beat down. It's like landing on a feather pillow.
Basically a pillow.
Yeah. And so, any injuries or anything?
Nothing too serious.
No.
Just the next day, I woke up with a minor hematoma on my back.
A hematoma being what?
It's when your blood vessels sort of explode, and then you have a big ball of blood.
And how big is this ball of blood on your back?
It was like if you were to cut a soccer ball in half and just stick it on my lower back. That was roughly how big it was the first few days.
Now, is this a painful thing or?
It was more of a burden, just because there was so much fluid back there. I couldn't stand up straight.
I don't know what to say. I tried to stand up, my back's
Couldn't you just have Danielle sterilize a pin and poke it and drain it?
So the problem with that is after 12 hours, it becomes too thick and coagulated that you can't really drain it, and you just need to let it reabsorb into your body. And based on the size of mine, they're like, it's probably going to be a month or so.
So it's like a hematoma is like what you're saying. It's this huge bruise.
Yeah.
And are you able to demonstrate exercises that require you to put your back on the ground? And are you able to do that yet?
I've been asking for volunteers all week.
Yeah.
And then I have to talk people through it.
Okay.
I'm not good on my back right now.
Now, obviously, Danielle is 10 times the athlete you are.
Clearly.
And 10 times stronger than you are. Danielle said, thank you, Parker, for buying my trip on this bull. And she got inside the cage and put her gloves on and wrapped her left arm around wherever you wrap it around. And they opened the gate, and tell me what happened with Danielle.
Off we go. The bull takes off. $1, she's up in the air. The second buck,
wait, literally up in the air?
Well, like it got her lifted, and then as she was coming down, the bull bucked again.
Oh!
Yeah, you can picture it. And on that one, she went flying.
What is it? You guys didn't know what I'm saying?
So she had a quick ride as well.
So you lasted longer. Now, how did Danielle fare as far as any injuries afterwards?
She was dealing with a little pain breathing.
Yeah.
She kind of landed on her side, kind of on her shoulder.
I don't know what to say.
So the next day, the two of us went to urgent care, just to get it looked at.
The next day?
Yeah. Well, we still had to
The next day, it would have, I don't know, been better that day?
You would think.
Yeah.
But the next day we go to urgent care and they didn't have an imaging specialist. So we're like, it doesn't really hurt that bad. We'll just keep kind of going about our day. And then the following day we woke up and we were like, we should probably go to the emergency room. So we did that. And then I got a CT scan, got my back checked out. And it wasn't until the following day, like every doctor she saw was like 99% sure that it was just muscular. And then she went to another doctor the following day and they finally did either an x-ray or some sort of scan, but she cracked a few ribs.
She cracked some ribs.
Yeah.
That's painful.
Yeah. So she's having trouble breathing and laughing and doing anything with the rotation.
Well,
moving.
The good news is you guys made it out alive and
Exactly.
you learned your lesson, so you will never do that again, right?
Probably.
What do you mean probably?
I can't say.
You know that the older you get, the harder it is to heal.
I've come to learn that, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to write off bull riding completely.
So didn't we learn any lessons from this?
Yeah, I feel like after watching the video, I'm much better at understanding how the bull moves and what I need to do with my body. I feel like I'll be a lot better next time.
What did you do? What did you fail to do other than stay on in this particular circumstance?
I feel like I wasn't forward enough on the bull. I was leaning back too much. So then after the first turn, that's why I was off to the side. But so like they sit you on the bull and they give you like a 10-second tutorial. I can do it now. Underhand grip, sit on your hand, follow the bull with your neck.
Wait, sit on your hand?
Yeah, so you want your hips almost like directly over your hand.
Okay.
And that's what I didn't do well enough.
And then move your neck.
So you watch the bull's neck to see where he's going to move.
Okay.
And that's all they tell you. Then they're like, nod when you're ready. I'm like, well, okay, I guess so. And then you're off.
Okay, did anybody else do better than you?
Yeah, so the other girl that we were there with, it was also her first time. She did really well. She was
really?
Yeah, she was probably on there for like 7 seconds.
Yeah!
Basalt.
Yeah.
Did she come off with any, I don't know, hematomas or whatever you called it, or hematoma, or any cracked ribs?
No, so she wore a helmet and she landed face first when she fell off the bull, and the helmet popped off and she had like a little mark on her forehead, but nothing.
Well, there you go, boys and girls. Here, on behalf of the staff, management, and advertisers here at KNFO, we do not recommend you ride bulls unless you are a trained professional and under the age of 20.
Yeah, I'll support that statement too. That's probably smart.
The AspenClinic.org, the AspenClinic.org, click on the Performance tab and you'll learn all about it. Look, it's a great workout. You'll get to meet great people like Parker and Amanda and others, and it's a lot of fun. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks. Remember to take care of your feet.
Feet like Jesus.
Feet like Jesus.